Hi everyone, I am your Muse Traci and I am your favorite manifestation coach. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. I do offer one-on-one coaching to help you transform and revolutionize your life in all areas. If you are interested in learning more about the coaching program that I offer, you can email me or leave me a comment down below, and I'll respond as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. All right, you guys, so today I am talking about the 2 keys to getting unstuck. And I've been having a lot of questions come up, both in the comments and in my one-on-one sessions. And I really felt like this was an important video to make because with these 2 key understandings, everything will become much easier for you to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whether it's a specific person, whether it's an amount of money, whether it's a specific job or a house, whatever it is, a vacation, whatever it is that you would like to experience, whatever it is that you would love to experience, you are meant to experience that. And you know, like I've mentioned in other videos, there is nothing against you. There is nothing opposing you. There is nothing, not fate. It's not, it's not meant to be or not meant to be. Literally, the only thing that can be stopping you from experiencing those things that you so deeply desire to experience and so deeply long to experience, the only thing that could be in your way is your own concepts. Concepts about you, concepts about general things, concepts about reality, concepts about specific industries, right? And all of these things are concepts, okay? So nothing is written in stone and nothing is opposing you. So if you have some idea, some concept that says in your mind, you don't get to have that thing that you desire, again, doesn't matter what it is, a specific person, a relationship, an amount of money, a job, a title, a car, a certain car that you want, anything, even if you want like a certain law to be decided a certain way, even if there is some industry, there's some court case in your industry and it's going to affect the way you make money or the way your business operates. It's all up to you, right? And so you want to remember that your job is to decide what it is. And if there is some belief inside of you that says, you don't get to have that because X, Y, and Z, that's just a concept. That's just a concept held within you. And your job is to observe that, to look at that and see if that's something that you can change. Is that an idea, a concept that you can change within you? Okay. So the 2 keys here that I want to mention in this video is number 1, remembering who you are. Remembering that you are the one creating your reality. You are the one setting up the rules. This is why your belief system matters so much. Your belief system is setting up the rules for your reality. So what you say is what your reality will conform to, right? But you have to remember that. You have to sort of like claim that position in your reality. You have to claim the position of deciding how your reality works. Otherwise, here's the role that you play. The role that you play is, these are the rules, and now I have to play by the rules. Well, and a lot of times, again, before you learn that you are the one creating your reality, you learn that you can change your belief system, you have other people's rules that you took on from a young age, and you didn't even really consciously accept them. You probably didn't decide, Yes, I like that rule. I want that for my reality. You probably took it on before you actually knew that you had a choice. So when you learn that you actually have a choice, then you can go about the process of changing your beliefs, changing the rules that you have set up for your reality, and then the way your reality functions will change as well. Right? So let's use an example. So let's say you are going to apply for a job, and this job, there's a description for the job and all the qualifications are there and the attributes for the candidate that they're looking for. And so these are sort of like the rules for the position, right? And so if you don't know who you are, you might read the position description and then think whether you fit the description or not, okay? That's one example of not knowing in the moment that, oh, I'm actually setting up all the rules. So this job posting, all the requirements, they matter if I say they matter, but also if I say that these job requirements don't actually matter, and the moment they meet me, they know I am the person for the job, then that's what the outcome will be, right? So this is you knowing who you are. This is you knowing in the moment, in real time, you're creating the rules for your reality. You're setting up the rules and you're saying you're the one in control of saying how it goes, right? Again, if you give the job posting power and say, ooh, this is how it is, this is how it must be, this is the box I have to fit into in order to get, to be considered for the job, then that's what it'll be, but that's you doing it. That's you doing it, okay? And this is one of the ways you can get yourself unstuck in your reality is by remembering who you are, remembering that in every moment, and I've talked about this in other videos, in every moment, it's like an opportunity for you to decide or to create who you now are. Who are you now? Are you someone who, is confined to the rules of a job posting? Or are you someone who in the moment decides this is actually how it is? This is actually what matters most to the people filling this position. It's actually the person standing in front of them and all of the unique qualities and attributes that I bring to the table that definitely outweighs the bullet points on this job posting, right? Again, this is just one example. In every moment, if you remember who you are, every moment is an opportunity to write the rules for your reality, right? So you never have to conform to your reality. You never have to feel like, oh no, this thing is here and now I have to adjust myself to this. In every moment, you have the opportunity to decide what's going next. So this is what I've been trying to remind you guys of as well, is your thoughts, whatever you're thinking in this now moment, it goes forward. It goes forward into your future, and that's the next experience, right? This is what I was talking about in the video about circumstances don't matter. You are deciding in this now moment what's coming next, right? And you don't have to predict what's coming next according to logic, according to reason, according to a job post, right? You don't have to predict, oh, I won't be hired because I don't have this one and this one and this one, so I'm probably not going to get the job. You don't have to do that. Again, you can look at the job posting in this example and say, okay, yeah, I see all of that. But the moment I walk into the room, they know I'm the right person for the job because every unique attribute that I bring to the table, that's exactly what they're looking for, right? And you can do this with everything by starting to practice, really practicing, bringing this awareness into the now moment that you are the one creating everything. And it is a practice, you guys. It takes some practice because I know when I was trying to, learn all of this and integrate all of this and to really practice what I intellectually believed, which did take some practice, here's what I would notice. I would notice that I would, kind of get up in the morning. Usually I would do scripting and maybe I would meditate, I would do scripting. just so much high hopes for the day, right? And at the time I was working in tech, and I would sort of leave my apartment and I would go to my job. And I don't even think it took getting to my job. It was the moment I stepped out of my apartment door, I forgot everything. I forgot everything. So I didn't practice this in the moment at all, at all, at all. And then I would get home and I would maybe I was revisiting my scripting, or maybe I had another thing that I was doing. I don't know. Or maybe I was just reflecting on the day. And I would literally realize, like, wow, I just went through my whole day and totally forgot. I totally fell asleep the entire day. There's not a lot of power in that, you guys. There's not a lot of power in that. The whole day I was spending, like, a victim to circumstances, a victim to, whatever was in front of me. I didn't know that I had a choice to decide what was coming next. And sometimes, I will say, we naturally do this in some subjects. We naturally kind of have this empowerment in some subjects, right? We do. I think almost everybody has an area or two, maybe five, where they naturally do this. They just feel confident in that area and they just decide, right? But what you want to do, what you want to cultivate, is the ability to do it in all the areas of your life. That's really where the magic starts to happen. You don't forget and you don't leave out any area of your life, whether it's work, relationship, money. You don't leave anything out, because again, you've practiced knowing who you are, and you don't forget. You write the rules in every area of your life, not just in one or two areas where it's really easy for you. It comes naturally for you. So when I noticed I would get home and the whole day I had forgotten, I go, okay, well, how am I gonna stop doing this? Because this isn't gonna get me very far, right? Because all of your power is in the moment, in the now moment. So I would literally, and I didn't do this when I started practicing this, I wouldn't do it on a day when I was working, because again, a lot going on, right? So I would do it on a day off, and I would just, let's say I had an errand to run, I was going to go to a store, I would walk out of my apartment and I would make sure that I didn't forget, right? So there wasn't a lot happening, but it's like I would just make that my main focus, is like whatever I was doing, I was walking through that, not forgetting that everything is responding to me, not forgetting that I'm creating everything, not missing a moment to make a decision, to make a new rule for my reality. Okay. And so when I first started practicing this, I would just practice for like an hour or two, maybe, right? And then I would go back and into my apartment, and so that's how I started. And this is how I recommend, if you guys notice that you're sort of falling asleep, you're forgetting, you're applying it to some areas and then not other areas, really important areas you're forgetting, this is what I recommend, that you start to go through your day and like that's your main focus. Again, probably do it on a day when you don't have a lot going on. If you have a lot going on, you'll probably forget. So this is like, on a day off when you don't have a lot of other things to think about. So start to go through your day and remember, with every interaction, with everything that you're doing, that you are the one creating. You are the one selecting the portion of reality that you're experiencing next. And you're the one setting up the rules for your reality, okay? Because infinite parallel realities exist. And what you say, the meaning of the current circumstance is, what you say it means, and what it is going to produce in your reality, that's you creating that. That's you selecting that. You can do it consciously or you can do it unconsciously, but either way, that's what you're doing. So what we're trying to do is make it more conscious, make it more deliberate, make it more to your favor, because why not? You're already doing it. So why not do it more deliberately, more consciously? So you're selecting the portion of reality that you would love to experience. Okay? That's where we're going with all of this. All right. Now, the second key to getting unstuck is to stop reacting. Stop reacting to your circumstances. Now, I always try to really clarify what reacting is, because I think there's sometimes a misunderstanding. So first and foremost, what reacting truly is anytime you're observing something in your 3D reality, and then you allow that thing, whatever you're observing, to tell you what to think, feel, or believe, that's reacting, okay? Not reacting looks like, here's what I believe, here's what I think, here's what I feel, here's what I assume. I observe 3D reality. It might look like my assumption, or it might not. Either way, I still assume what I assume. That's not reacting. There's no reacting in that, okay? And so notice I just used assumption here because I want you guys to know it's not what you say to the circumstance. It's also not what you feel about the circumstance. I mean, if you're really standing in your power and you know that that thing is just your past thoughts and beliefs being shown to you, you probably won't have a huge emotional, thing come up, but there might be some emotion there, okay? That's okay. You're allowed to have your emotions. It's all about what you assume, right? So if you see something that is just your past thoughts, just your past assumptions, and you don't like it, you don't need to adjust your assumption. Keep persisting in your chosen assumption, right? And this is what I was talking about in the circumstances don't matter video. It's all about what you choose to assume. You are free to assume anything that you want. You don't need to have the evidence before you say, okay, this is what I now assume. The evidence follows your assumption. It doesn't precede your assumption, right? So we go first. You always go first with your assumption. And again, the first part of this video is key to being able to do this, right? Knowing who you are is like the foundation of not reacting. So knowing who you are, knowing you're the creator of your reality, knowing everything is responding to you is super important. So again, if you haven't been practicing that, try it out. Try my experiment. Let me know in the comments if you guys do try it out and how it works for you. Let me know if you've tried it before, or maybe you've never thought about trying this. I want to hear how it goes. It is definitely something that takes practice, but this is the skill that you want to cultivate so that you can go through your day and you can start casting forward what you would love to experience, and you can stop reacting to what you have previously created. Because when you react, what are you doing? Because again, I gave you the definition of reacting. You're assuming what you see. So what are you doing when you assume it? You're creating more of it, right? So it goes like this in a cycle. This is how you get stuck in cycles. Because you're reacting, because you're continuing to assume the thing that you already created, because maybe you have a misunderstanding that 3D reality is really real. No, your consciousness is what's really real, right? But again, you have to practice looking at your 3D reality as, oh, that's just the reflection. That's just my past thoughts and assumptions. Okay, well, I know who I am. I am the one responsible for choosing what comes next. That's not my preference. So I'm not going to change my assumption. I'm not going to change my assumption to be not of my preference because that's what's in 3D. No, I'm not going to do that. I understand 3D reality as my previous assumptions. So I'm going to stick with my new assumption because this is what I would really love to experience. And I know my consciousness is the real reality. And if I stick with this assumption, then it has to get outpictured. It has to get pushed out. It has to show up in my 3D reality if I commit to it, because that's all that's going on. That's all that's going on. There's nothing else going on. There's no one opposing me. There's no one against me. There's no one else creating in my reality. There's no other thing going on. There's no chance. There's no coincidence. There's no fate. There's no free will. It's just me, right? All right, you guys. So the 2 keys to getting unstuck. Number 1, know who you are and practice knowing who you are. It's not enough to just know, right? Neville tells us this. It's not enough to just know it. You have to be it. You have to go through your day being it, making decisions in the moment, changing the rules on the fly. You have to be it, okay? So give it some practice. It takes a little bit of practice. Number 2, stop reacting. No more reacting. When you react, you create more of that. Because again, reacting is taking your cue from something that you already created, right? So you're taking your cue from the 3D, which is taking its cue from you. So then you take your cue from the 3D, it's taking its cue from you, and then that's how you create loops. So if you want to create something different, stop reacting. And you do that by knowing who you are. All right, you guys, that's it for this video. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.